Alright, what's up, guys? Now, the other day, alright, actually, no, by the way, Happy New Year's, everybody. Hopefully your year brings you a lot of joy and happiness and positivity. You go into the year knowing some sort of knowledge about something. I cannot say that for this guy that I'm going to be talking about because alright, so you know what? Let me just get to the beginning of it because I feel like if I jump kind of in the halfway portion or towards the end, you guys are not gonna know what I'm talking about. So, anyways, a while ago, I came across a video where a man was impersonating a cop. Now, the cops had said that. Everybody in the comments is saying that. That's what the video was titled. In fact, the video's title was, let me see if it's still on the front page of all my latest videos. All right, so this is what it was. It was man caught, this is the title of the video. Man caught impersonating police officer after he forgets to turn off his flashing blue lights. Now, you could go watch the reaction for yourself, but in case if you can't find the reaction. So, pretty much, the guy, had a similar looking police car. I don't overall know if it was, because it was kind of confusing on how they were describing it. I don't know if it was an actual police car or if it was something that he made look like a police car, but overall at the end of the day, he wasn't a cop, all right? The cop said that in the video. When they did pull him over, they asked him about his information. He looked these cops in the face and told them, yeah, I'm a cop. I think he said he was a sheriff. And when they ended up calling, I think it was because they had to call a bunch of different people, but eventually the cops did get a hold of the right people and they told them that this man hasn't worked for us in the past 6 months. So he's no longer a sheriff, cop, security guard, whatever it is he wanted. I think that's what it was that he got hired at a store to be private security or something, but overall he was driving around flashing lights. And that's something for those that didn't if you did not know that, yeah, that is against the law. You cannot impersonate a police officer in any state. I don't know how it is in countries, but yeah, you can't be going around impersonating a cop. That's and I know people will probably ask well, how is it that there's people that can be a cop in movies and TV shows? Yeah, because that's in a private settings. It's I'm not, the thing is this, if so let's say Denzel Washington, when he did Training Day. Now, if he left that set and he still was underneath that Alonzo mindset, pretending to be a cop, raiding people's houses, taking money from them, showing Jake around to the hood and going into people's houses and almost getting Jake killed. Yeah, if he's doing things like that, that man's gonna go to jail behind that stuff. But when Denzel Washington left the set of Training Day, he left as Denzel Washington, not as Alonzo. So yeah, overall, it's yeah, from movies, TV shows, I believe even YouTube videos and TikToks, anywhere possible. If it's in a private settings, yes, you can be a cop. But as long as you don't get others involved, just some random person, then yeah. But if the people know that you're impersonating a cop, a cop approaches you, even if it's on some stuff where it's let's say it's Halloween, right? And you're dressed up as a cop, and a cop approaches you and they ask you, are you an actual cop? If you say no, they will send you on your way. If you say yes, then they're going to go through the process of trying to figure out if you're a cop, and once when they figure out that you're not, you're going to get arrested over it. So anyways, I react to the video, didn't think anything of it. Guy comments underneath that, my reaction video, and let me just read off some of the comments that he said. And that's how I know that whoever this guy is, it's he might have somebody in his family that's in law enforcement, but if not that, you can tell that this guy, even if he does have family in law enforcement, he obviously doesn't listen to them and he don't know absolutely nothing about law enforcement. I have friends and family that either know about the law enforcement or have been involved in the law enforcement, or not that sound the way I said it made it seem because I know people crack there, they're oh, you probably know somebody that's been arrested. Yeah, I know people that have been arrested, but overall I meant people that work for law enforcement or around law enforcement. So but anyways, so the first comment that he says, you guys can actually go and read all the comments that he had left underneath the video. But anyway, so the first comment he says, and it was at some point in time in the video, he talks about how the cops didn't yell at the guy. Why would they? What reason? If you watch the video, the man was being cool with the cops, so why would the cops be yelling at him? And I think that's why he left that comment, is because So, and it's funny because I don't even know if you've seen this video or not, but I know I have, and I know probably a bunch of other people. Actually, I know that this man is popular because he has his own Wikipedia page. My thing is this: you have your own Wikipedia page, you're a popular person. But so, anyways, there's this man named Jeremy DeWitt, I believe. And this man is well known for impersonating the police officer. Like, if you watch that TV show Court Cam, this man, I think, has 2 segments of himself portraying to be a cop, and he's not a cop. So anyways, I think there was one time where the cops had pulled them over and they were all in his face yelling, yeah, because he was being crazy with them, yelling in their face. So obviously, yeah, if you're yelling and being aggressive with the cops, yeah, you might get that cop that's going to yell and be aggressive back. You might get that cop that doesn't. They're all like, okay, I can tell something's wrong with this person. I'm not going to engage or, try to get involved in their rant and anger and all that other stuff they got going on. But anyways, yeah, there's no reason for the cops to yell. So I guess, if the man was being crazy and aggressive with them, then yeah, they would have had a reason. Why was that the main thing that you was thinking of in that video? Forget the man impersonating a cop. Forget the man. And so yeah, I was like, I just, man, it's one of those things like when they come, because I've seen people like him before where it's like, you talk about something. So let's say if I'm talking about myself, right? I'm talking about myself and I was like, oh yeah, I got into content creating in 2010 and I started off just kind of posting random videos. It's honestly, it is a pet peeve of mine where if I go out and say, oh yeah, it's like I started in 2010, somebody comments and they're like, no, you actually started in 2015. That's when I'm like, how are you going to tell me what I just started doing? You wasn't there for that. So it's just, man, it's a serious pet peeve where it's like when a person, they know absolutely nothing about something, but they talk in either the comment sections or if they're like, it's a face-to-face conversation and they just know that they found. Like, if you guys can see this wall back here, I'm in the sneakers. I've had people argue with me about sneakers and I'm like, bruh, you don't buy this many sneakers and not know nothing about sneakers, all right? You don't buy Jordans and know absolutely nothing about the man Michael Jordan himself. You don't buy Adidas and don't know, like, the origin story of Adidas. You don't buy freaking other Nike and Vans and a bunch of other different shoes and not know nothing about shoes. That's why when they come to me and they ask me about shoes is because they know that I know something about shoes. So if a person comes to me and they're all like, hey, are these shoes comfortable? Yeah, they're comfortable. Are these shoes comfortable? Nah, I got ankle problems with those shoes. But for you, it might be different because all people's feet are different. See, because I know. But if this would have been like 10 years, 10 years ago and things, because I'm still under the mindset that it's 2023. But no, anyways, even in 2014, I still didn't know nothing about Jordans and all that crap. Like, if people would have came to me like when I was in high school and was all like, oh, which Jordans do you like? I'm like, aren't they all the same? Like, that's something I would have said. But at least I would have told people I know absolutely nothing about sneakers, bruh. I get my Air Forces, my Vans, my Converse, and I am good for the year, bruh. I don't be looking at other shoes. I'm like, those were my go-to shoes. Like, those are the only shoes that I really didn't know. And I felt like I didn't even really know too much about Air Forces. I was just like, oh, those are those shoes I bought last year. But I didn't know their actual name. Vans and Converse, I was like, yeah, that's I ain't know, like, oh, there's the old schools and then the old school Comforts and then the like Converse, or it's like the Chuck Taylors and then the other versions and all that crap I didn't know about. But now I'm like, oh, I know how to identify. I just had somebody where they asked me to identify a pair of shoes for them, and it was some Blazers, some Nike Blazers and stuff. And yeah, because I know about shoes. This guy on the point that I'm trying to make, yeah, guy doesn't know absolutely nothing about cops. But anyways, then he goes on to say, and this was the comment that I had more so responded to. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Apply. There we go. All right. So then he goes on to say, and this is the comment that I responded to. So he goes on to say, entire reaction is biased as you watch this video before. I'm gonna just let y'all know right now. Honestly, if there's ever a time where I see a video like, and it's because I just did this the other day. There was a video that I was reacting to. I realized that I had already reacted to this video like halfway through the video, ended the reaction, deleted the file, went on to a video that I knew that I didn't react to. So, and there are times where I have reacted to videos and I'm like, so like, let's say for an example, if it's a try not to laugh challenge, then there'll probably be like a, I'm trying to think. All right, so there'll be like a video of McJuggernuggets or El Presador or McNasty or something, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this clip. I remember this video and things. I saw this a long time ago. That's how you know that I've seen that video. All right, but if there's ever a time where, excuse me, you've seen a reaction of mine, chances are I've never seen that video. And that video of that man impersonating a cop, never seen that video. I have just heard of situations like that before because, yeah, growing up, you know, I was a fan of cops. I was a fan of cop movies, shows, video games, all that stuff. So I know a little bit about law enforcement. I don't know everything that you need to know about law enforcement. So, yeah, if there was ever a time where somebody were to come up to me and be all like, hey, what can you tell me about law enforcement? I'm going to say this. This is all that I know. And I'm going to tell you all the things that I know about law enforcement. But other than that, I'm not going to go from like, if there's like a book of law enforcement stuff and it's like from page 1 all the way to page 3095, I'm only going to know probably at the most 3 to 5 of those pages because I don't know everything about law enforcement. So even at the end of the day, I'm like, bruh, don't even come to me and ask me questions about law enforcement. Don't even listen to me when I'm talking about stuff with law enforcement. But I can tell you right now that impersonating a police officer is against the law when there are numerous videos that will show you what happens when you impersonate a cop. And there's movies, TV shows. I'm trying to think. Yeah, you can't go around impersonating a cop. And my thing is this, to whoever this guy was in my comment sections, prove me wrong. Go out and about, impersonate a cop. Tell it, yeah, go up to a police officer and be all like, oh, or yeah, dressed up in a whole police outfit. Say that you're a cop. Tell that cop that. And that cop goes through the information and realizes that you're not a cop. If you find yourself in a jail cell, fam, all I have to say about that is that I told you so. But at the end of the day, you cannot impersonate a cop. So please, do not come to me telling me about the laws and all this other crap, and you don't know absolutely nothing about law enforcement, about law and order, law enforcement. What are some other things? Yeah, you don't know nothing about that, bro. And it's like, it's one of those things where when they do crap like that, I'm like, fam, you gotta realize just how just idiotic that is, where it's like you comment, you just know that you know something and you know that you don't at the same time. So I don't know, maybe that man got some screws missing upstairs, I don't know. But yeah, overall, at the end of the day, don't listen. If it comes down between a cop and whoever that guy was in my comment sections, and I need to learn something about law enforcement, I'm going to go to the person that spent years training to be a cop. They went to a police academy. They read books. They watched videos. They watched everything possible. And then at some point in time in their life, they got down on one knee. A cop came down or got a sword, tapped them on both their shoulders and said, "You are now a police officer." I don't know how that whole ceremony thing is, but I know that there's like a graduation process, and then, yeah, you know, then they end up being a cop at some point in time. But yeah, I'm gonna listen to that person that goes through years upon years of being a cop, knowing about the law, knowing about different crimes, knowing about all that stuff, versus some random kid in my comment sections. I'm telling you, man, like, just with this year, 2024, and the next year and the year after that and the year after that, fam, people, if you don't know about something, do not talk about it. Don't go in other people's comment sections talking about it. Don't go on your comment sections, talk about it, videos, podcast stream, whatever the situation is. If you do not know about something, somebody, whatever the situation is, do not talk about it. Save yourself the embarrassment. But until then, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.